Have you ever caught yourself thinking, if I could just get a smaller house, life would be easier, less maintenance, less cleaning, less yard work, less to worry about. And honestly, that sounds like a pretty reasonable plan. But sometimes the move that looks perfect on paper creates problems nobody saw coming, because the biggest downsizing mistakes usually aren't about the house itself. They're the traps people fall into before they ever move. And the frustrating part? Most people don't even realize they're falling into them until after the boxes are unpacked. And that's how some homeowners end up feeling surprised, disappointed, or even trapped after making what they thought was a very smart move. So before you start looking at smaller homes, townhomes, condos, or 55 plus communities here in the Denver suburbs, I want to show you 3 of the biggest downsizing traps I see homeowners make, so you can avoid getting trapped in the lifestyle that doesn't actually fit the life you want to live. Now let's start with the one that quietly costs people the most. Trap number 1, smaller home, smaller bills myth. Yeah, a lot of people assume smaller automatically means cheaper, but here in the Denver suburbs, that's not always the case. Let me tell you about my friend Carrie. She downsized from a house into a condo with her son. Smaller space, less maintenance, lower payment, or so it seemed. A couple of years in, she got a notice. The HOA fee was doubling. Why? A deficit in the HOA reserves. Money that should have been set aside for repairs simply wasn't there, and now the homeowners are the ones covering the gap. Now, here's the thing. That information was available before she ever bought. It's in the HOA documents, the budget, the reserve study, the meeting minutes. That package is thick. It's full of legal language, financial reports, rules, and regulations, so most people skim it or skip it entirely. And I get it. Nobody wants to read 200 pages before closing, but at the minimum, you want to know at least 2 things. Are the reserves fully funded? And is there any planned increase or special assessment coming? If you don't feel confident reading those financials yourself, that's exactly where your agent could be helping you. Because your real goal might not be just a smaller house. It might be long-term control over your budget. Now, trap number 2, the storage shock. You did the hard part already. You decluttered, you downsized, you let go of things you know you didn't need. But there's always a few things we want to keep. Maybe it's the air mattress for guests. Maybe it's the holiday decorations. Maybe it's great-grandma's china. I've seen people spend a lot of money on storage units after they bought because they didn't realize they needed more room. So before you buy, check on the storage that comes with whatever you're buying. Does the condo have a storage closet? Is there an unfinished basement? Even a garage can solve this problem, because where you put your keep pile matters just as much as what's in it. Now I want to hear from you. What's your biggest concern about downsizing? Is it the cost, the size, the storage, or something else? Drop it in the comments. I read every one, and it might just become the topic of my next video. Now, trap number 3 can be one that most buyers totally forget to think about. Trap number 3 is the lifestyle restriction trap. Some 55 plus communities require you to attend a class before your purchase is even final. Yeah, that's how seriously they take their rules. And those rules, they can affect your everyday life more than you'd expect. Like how many pets you're allowed, or what size they can be, or how many guests can stay and for how long. Picture this. You're heading out of town, you ask your daughter to stay at your place and watch your cat Fluffy while you're away. Sounds simple enough. But in some 55 plus communities, there are strict limits on how long somebody under 55 can stay with you. So that simple favor turns into a rule violation you didn't even know existed. And that's not just about who can stay over. It's also about how easily can you use the amenities you're paying for. You want to host a gathering because your unit's too small? Well, the clubhouse might need a reservation, or maybe it has blackout dates. You want to swim whenever you feel like it? Some pools have set hours, or they fill up fast in the summer. The amenities look great in the brochure, but how easily can you actually access them and use them day to day? Well, that might be a different story. These restrictions aren't always front and center when you're touring a property. Sometimes they're buried, usually in the paperwork, and that's mostly the paperwork that you're skimming past, which is exactly why it pays to ask before you buy, not after you move in. And that's really the point of this video. Most downsizing mistakes don't happen after you move, they happen before you buy. When people focus on square footage but overlook the budget, or when they focus on the floor plan but overlook the storage, or when they focus on amenities but overlook the lifestyle restrictions that come with them, yeah, the goal isn't just always to find a smaller home. The goal is to find a home that actually supports the life you want to live. Hey, in case we haven't met, my name's Peggy Dursthoff with Live Denver Suburbs, powered by HomeSmart. And for more than 20 years, I've been helping homeowners across the Denver suburbs make smart real estate decisions without pressure and without regret. And if downsizing is something you're seriously considering, I want you to watch this video right here next. Because in that video, I talk about why downsizing in retirement might actually be a terrible idea if you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I'll see you there.